When we first came to Ash Wednesday service, we weren't planning on recording in a snowy prayer path, but the Holy Spirit guides us in these directions, and so we decided to walk along the path and go to the crucifix and film some time of penance. And the snow was a lot deeper than I realized. So I started filming my husband, and I was just wearing these little black high heels, no socks, tights, anything like that. And I lost my shoes in the snow, and my feet were hurting so badly. And I realized that it was actually a perfect Ash Wednesday occurrence. So when we were walking back along the path, at first I took my shoes off because I thought, my feet won't hurt so badly, and maybe the pavement will be warmed up from the sun. And then I realized that was an avoidance. And there's something called a fire walk at a lot of these business seminars or New Age seminars that people will do. And it's supposed to prove to yourself how strong you are, that if you put your mind to something, you can do mind over matter and conquer all these things and walk across fiery coals. And I thought about how often we tend to do that for vanity's sake, for the sake of making money, for our health, for what we have as our own personal principles or what we see as ethical. We're willing to make these huge sacrifices of time, money, sacrificing what we eat, sacrificing sleep, any of these things for our own sake, for our own benefit or the benefit of our family. And yet, how often we aren't willing to do that in penance for our own sins and out of love for God, out of doing His will. And it's very humbling. So I decided to do an ice walk where every now and then, I'm walking on a cold pavement, first of all, and every now and then hitting these snowy, icy patches that are so cold that my feet are burning in pain. And I just kept thinking about my contribution to Christ's suffering and my sinfulness in contribution to the world at large and their sinfulness. And feeling ashamed for how often I'd been willing to make big sacrifices for myself rather than out of love for God, and making excuses and blaming God for giving me trials that were too hard, especially when it came to doing His will, feeling like He's giving me a burden that's too heavy for me to carry. But realizing that when it came to things like being booked on a film years ago, I would go out of my way to do whatever I needed to do to be prepared for it. And that is a hard pill to swallow. And this is what Ash Wednesday is all about.